Hi, my name is Ryan, and I'm what you call a shoe guy, and I have a unique story when it comes to sizing my shoes. To illustrate this, these 5 pairs here fit me perfectly, and each one of these pairs is a different size. So I'll go through all the brands that I have personally owned and go through what size I use with them, and hopefully it will help you if you're looking to buy a pair. So I'll get you started by giving my size, obviously. So I got my size, my foot size measured years back, and I was a 13D on the Brannock device. But what I noticed is that I was just at the D width. The Allen Edmonds salesperson didn't want to say C. I think it's easier to go with D width. Most people want a roomier fit, but technically I'm a 13D. I've worn size 13 shoes basically my whole adult life, whether that be Pumas, Adidas, Nikes, and so on. So that made sense to me. But I learned a little bit more about my sizing going forward, and I'll kind of convey what I've learned. So when it comes to an Allen Edmonds shoe, in their classic lasts, I don't know all the different lasts. I'm not that deep into the shoe community. But what I do know is their classic lasts, my Park Avenues, my Strands, to get the fit I like, which is a little bit more of a tighter or snugger fit. I wouldn't say tight, but it's a well-supported fit. I don't like a lot of slippage in the shoe. So I go with a standard, a 13C. Now, of course, it's easier to get a D width shoe, and I have some Allen Edmonds in D width. But if I can, I'm buying new, I'll go with a 13C. This is a pair of brown shell cordovan I have, and the same is true for the calfskin Allen Edmonds, but this one is when I went a D width. So there's not much of a difference, but it is a little bit fatter, and visually I'm a big guy, right, 6'4". So I don't want a slim, really narrow shoe, but I want it to fit nice. I don't want it to look bigger than it needs to, especially with a dress shoe. So I got these in the D width, and I like them. They're comfortable, but really, if I can have my choice, it will always be a C width, just like my shell pair here. So Allen Edmonds dress shoes in the classic lasts, I would say 13C actually fits me a little bit better than D. Back here we have the Carlisle, and I'm almost certain that this is a different last. And for this style, it's a little bit sleeker. The 13D is the right size. This one fits perfectly. So again, if you're going to Allen Edmonds, you might need to just go get sized. There's plenty of stores around the US, and really find your correct size. Here I just have a pair of my Crockett And Jones. They're a 13D, and they fit really well. I wouldn't go to a C with these. They fit really nice at a 13D. So here are the Allen Edmonds and the Crockett And Jones, and here we have another Allen Edmonds, but this is where we totally changed. These are all made in what I consider the classic way, where it's a leather insole, cork filler, leather outsole. How I prefer my dress shoes. But for their boots, which I've purchased many pairs of Allen Edmonds boots, and I'm just not the happiest with them, because they use some sort of lasting board with pour-on and leather really just a leather liner for the insole, and they're fine boots, but for the cost, you can get a better boot unless you get it on sale, which I got this on sale. It's a factory second on sale for $150, so you can't go wrong with that. But this is on the same last, I believe, as the Higgins Mill, which I've had 2 pairs of the Higgins Mill, and for that with Allen Edmonds, I am a 12D. That's where it gets really confusing. You wish the same boot company or the same shoe company would be consistent with their size, but they're just not. So I'm a 12D in Allen Edmonds shoes, that are made in the way, I would say the new style, where they're, I don't know, some would say they're cutting corners, some would say they're trying to be more comfortable. You can make that decision, but all their boots seem to be made like this, except their dress boots, which I have purchased a couple pair of their dress boots, and they are more like the regular dress shoes. Going from there, we'll jump to Clarks. Clarks really would be a 12.5 for me, but they usually just have 12 or 13. So I go with the 13, and they're a little bit too roomy, but if you put an insole in there, they fit nice with the 13. Off camera, I bought a couple pairs of Aldens. So I have a Indy 403 and then an Alden boot, another boot that's just a regular plain toe boot. Those I believe are built on the barrier last, or whatever it's called, and the True Balance last I know is the Indy, but for those I tend to be a 12. So I've never had a pair of dress shoes that are Alden, so I'd have to buy a pair of those and get back to you on that. But for their boots, the same like Allen Edmonds, they fit just like my Higgins Mill, or this Freeport here would be a 12D in Aldens. We'll jump to probably my favorite pair of shoes that I own, and that is my White's MP Shermans. These are unbelievable shoes, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about size. So this one was really unique for me. This is actually an 11.5D, and it fits perfectly. I did a lot of research. I'm a 13D on the bragging device, and I'm sizing down a size and a half. Now, I don't know if I would recommend this. It'd be much safer to go with the 12D for these shoes, especially, buying them new. They take so long to get there, and then you can always put on a thicker sock. But I wear these year-round with a regular set of socks, and my 11.5 is perfect for me in these White's boots. This is the only pair of Pacific Northwest shoes I have. I don't have Nicks or JK or anything like that. This is really a way overbuilt for the type of work I do, but I just fell in love with these boots. Now, probably the most common and what everyone's gonna reference to when they're sizing their boots is Red Wing. So how I feel about Red Wing is I've had 3 pairs of Red Wing, or Iron Rangers to be exact, and each one was been a 12D. So it's a full size down from Brannick. I probably, with Red Wings being such a bulbous shoe design, I probably could be like the Whites and go to an 11.5D. But the 12D works out well. It's the right fit. It's a little bit loose, but it really is probably the best fit, most versatile fit. Then I think maybe we'll talk about Grant Stone. So I have a pair of brass boots. And now brass boots, they are built on a bulbous, I think it's called the Floyd Last from Grant Stone. That boot, again, is an 11.5 for me. I have a 12, and my foot's swimming in them a little bit. Now, again, I can wear thicker socks, and that might be the best thing to do for the majority, but I just don't wear thicker socks that often. And I like a nice, firm fitting. So the 11.5 would be my preferred for the Grant Stone Floyd Last. But for the Grant Stone, I'm forgetting whatever the diesel's built off of, that would be a 12D. So same as my Alden boots, my Allen Edmonds boots, I would do with the Grant Stone. Same as my Red Wing, 12D. Moving on to my 1,000 Mile boots. Now these ones, again, a little bit rounder of a toe. So what I like with the 1,000 Mile boot is an 11.5D. It seems to work the best with my foot size, with the arch, everything. 11.5D Especially I have another pair that was made in Chrome Excel, and so the Chrome Excel stretches. I don't think this is Chrome Excel. I should really do some research on that, but I don't care that much. But that's just some of the sizing for my foot. Ooh, I almost forgot my Thursday boots. So Clarks were my first boot that wasn't like a work boot. But Thursday was my first Goodyear welted shoe. Now this wasn't the one, actually, the captains were. I've gotten rid of them since, and I've had 3 pairs of Thursday boots. I love these boots. These are like sneakers. I would say they're more comfortable than sneakers. And I keep these around for my work-ish boots. But in Thursday, I'm a 12.5, always been a 12.5. And even at that, it's a little bit narrow. It's a regular width, so I maybe could go to the wide width, but I have a shoe stretcher that I bought off on Amazon, and so with my Thursdays, when I purchased them, I needed to stretch them a little bit just at the width here, the widest point, and they've been extremely comfortable ever since. So I know for a lot of guys or gals, this is their entry level or their entry into Goodyear welted boots, and I just think they're great. They're a great entry level, and they're a great boot if that's all you're gonna ever do. You really don't have to go to like a White's MP boot, especially if you're not working, and these aren't even designed to be worked in, so there you go. I hope this was beneficial. Now, these were just some of the shoes I have and the sizes that I wear in them. I hope this was helpful. Now, this is just a little bit of my sizing journey, what I've gone through. Again, 13D with a tighter fit. That's what I prefer. So if you're a little bit looser, you can kind of adjust there. If you have any questions about any of the shoes here or the shoes that I mentioned off camera, and you want to know more about sizing and help with that, maybe heel sizing and things like this, just go ahead and reach out to the comment section. I'll try to get back to you. But yeah, shoe sizing is difficult. You wish the same brand would have the same size shoe and everything, but they just don't. And the different lasts, I guess, is what makes it fun for some. But for others, it's stressful, especially when you're buying something off at eBay or Poshmark. So you have to buy the right size. So I hope this helps, and have a great day.